For years, his experiences shaped his life's choice, leading to battles with fear, depression, substance abuse, and more. He reclaimed his life through faith. What once tried to silence him was now become his foundation. I would like to introduce to you a speaker, an advocate, minister, and change agent. Y'all put your hands together and join me in welcoming Alfred U. Green. And please, immediately, I want Reggie Bohm to prepare for his performance after Alfred is done. Thank you.
First, giving honor to God. It is indeed a pleasure to be in the building with so many beautiful people celebrating a beautiful cause. I knew since November that I would have the opportunity to present here. And when the opportunity came, I said, God, I want to be a speaker because you've done some amazing things in my life. No different than he's done for each and every one of you. But the speakers have already been selected, but God is intentional. When he has something for you to do, he's always going to make sure that he provides an open door for you. And so just last month, I received a call from Brother Deontay, and he said, Al, one of the speakers dropped out. Would you be interested in speaking? I know you pray about everything, and so talk to the Lord. And some things you don't have to take to the Lord when you've already made your request made known with thanksgiving, and he opened up this door. And so I'm grateful to be here. But when I think about boldness, I think about that faith and boldness walks hand in hand. Faith says, I know God will do it. But it takes boldness, which says that I believe he's going to do it, so therefore I'm going to move. What are you moving into? What are you moving into doing? You're moving past all the things that the enemy sent your way that he thought was going to keep you stuck and stagnant. And I used to be ashamed of my story, but I understand that God is simply using it for his glory. And so I no longer hide behind my scars because it took a man with scars in his hand to save the world. And so if he can tell his story, then I can tell mine. And so I was bold in 2002 when I was diagnosed with HIV. And when God told me to quit my job in 2015, since he gave me a promise in 2008, I said, God, you're going to have to heal my body because I'm not taking any more HIV medication. That took a bold move. It took another bold move to believe God when I lost everything. I got evicted from a place, my car was repossessed, and I almost lost my life, and my phone was turned off, but God was trying to separate me from the things that had me bound that started in 1978 when I was molested. The devil thought that he could use that incident to keep me stuck because God sent me to help men heal and help others rediscover their identity. But as long as I had a desire that was not from God, I would never fulfill what God has had me to do. What I realize is condemnation is simply the enemy whispering in your ear things that God has not declared about you. And so it took a bold move when God sent me back to the very place that broke me. Because I told God in 1991, I'm never going back to that place. That's the place I was molested. That's the place where all the people I love were once alive have gone on to be with the Lord. I said, God, I'm not going back there. But God says, I need you to go back there because what I didn't know is when I got back there, that's where healing was going to take place. That's where restoration was going to take place. I found myself making a date with my aunt. I said, Annie, I'm coming up to your house so we can sit up and watch movies. That was my plan. But as I was driving to my aunt's house, God had my car on autopilot, and I found myself going by a familiar place from 1978. They said he lived in the house behind the house. And so I went and knocked on his door, and I looked him in his face. I said, sir, I forgive you, and I thank you. Talking to my molester, and one reason I had to thank him because all the things that I've been through, yes, it seemed like I was on a detour to destiny. The HIV didn't make no sense. The homelessness didn't make no sense. The suicidal thoughts didn't make no sense. The depression didn't make no sense. None of that made sense. But what I realized is God did not send me on a detour to destiny, but he was giving me the capability and the capacity to effectively witness the people who felt like I was, who needed to know that regardless of how your life started, God can turn that thing around. And so, throughout my healing journey, I sat down and I wrote a book. And I told it from a raw standpoint. The book is called Let's Excavate. It's available via my website, www.letsexcavate.org. Yes, shameless plug. Or it's available on Amazon. But I didn't write it to glorify my past, but I needed somebody who was just like me to pick up a book and find the language, to find the situations, to find the pit, to find the darkness that has been left out of so many books that I couldn't find myself in. And so I wrote it to let people know that not only God is a healer, but he can turn your life around. He can turn your pain into purpose and put you on a platform where many people don't even know your name until today. And so I'm grateful for the things that God is doing. And I just simply want to encourage somebody, it does not matter how your life has started. The Bible says that God knows the plans that he has for you. Not your mama, not your daddy, not your grandma's God, but God knows the plans that he has for you until you get in his presence. Because the Bible says that he that dwells in the secret place of the Most High, I didn't come to preach, Lord. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High God shall rest under the shadows of the Almighty. But if you flip down to Deuteronomy 29 and 29, it says that the secret place belongs to God, but the things revealed in it are for you and your children. So when you spend time with God, God will begin to turn your pain, let you know why you had to go down the road that you had to, but God definitely has a purpose and he has a plan, and I'm here to encourage somebody to not fail, to give up. God bless you. Thank you for allowing me.